Hey Robin, this is going to be my top 10 best and top 10 worst movies of 2018. Just be warned, I'm gonna be very angry. Finally, this video is here, let's not waste any more time, so without further ado, welcome to Victoryville. Then Han Solo. This movie is so unnecessary. Childish Gambino being Lando Calrissian is so Star Wars, even in the names. We didn't need this movie! I am disgusted. I can't even conceive the fact that I am now not excited to watch a Star Wars movie. We are getting tired of them. Us, the fans. Which is pretty sad. Forgettable. Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and Creed. Yes, they go as one because they are part of the same franchise. 3 of the most inspiring movies of all time. The endings, the montages, the characters, the story, the excitement, they are so good! You could argue that they are repetitive, but that's not an issue for me, so... The Rocky franchise has its highs and its lows, but there are no highest heights than these 3 movies. Some of the best lessons that I have ever learned come from Rocky movies. The entire Rocky franchise is amazing. But these three are things that just... fascinating. Give these movies your money now. I wasn't expecting anything from this. I don't remember, nor I care. This was just a nothing experience. I found myself in the theater having no reaction. Nothing. Not an experience. I just sat there and watched pictures move around in front of me with no meaning, no impact, no emotions, no thought-provoking, not anything. Anything. Just a nothing experience. Forgettable. Tears of Joy. Magnificent song defining the movie watching experience. The idea. I mean, I know it's not only good but incredible when I get to see this movie, and every time I see it I get a new bunch of ideas flooding my head because this movie inspires them. The concept in and of itself is more genius than most of the things that anyone creates in their entire lifetimes. The fact that the concept is practically timeless has its detriments when they use references to today's world, like when they have the boyfriend of Riley be from Canada and look like a stereotypical Justin Bieber, kind of. So that's just a product of its time, and I think they take away from the timeless experience that we would otherwise have. Pixar has been going through a rough period when it comes to the quality of their movies. Pixar is defined by its creativity and the fact that they can be enjoyed by adults and by young people. They have stopped being so revolutionary, but Inside Out does have that creativity and that idea that is so fascinating that it sparks conversations amongst adults and kids, and it has all that we associate with the Pixar magic and the Disney magic, so that is why it is here on this list, because it's an amazing experience, it's a very joyful experience, and it's a very emotional experience. Give this movie your money now. Ooh, Christmas is scary now. Not. The problem with having a movie that's forgettable is that you don't remember. You don't even remember what you liked or what you disliked. I think this movie is a symptom of cultures not being translated well, because this is a folk tale from north in the Europes, I believe Germany, but it's just a tale about Christmas being scary and about a monster from Christmas, and I don't think that translates well into a culture which just glorifies Christmas, and Christmas is the most safe environment of them all. And you trying to make Christmas scary is like trying to make air scary. I'm looking at you, Shyamalan. It's just not gonna work. Forgettable. Edgar Wright's probably my favorite director, and I didn't know. The style of this movie, the cinematography, the acting, the music, the editing, oh my god, the editing, the directing, it is so unique and so good. I am extremely annoyed by bats. I mean, that is the point. but I am. He just gets under my nerves. This movie is non-stop and relentless in the most fascinating and positive way possible. Edgar Wright has always been an attention to detail master and genius. Every single frame of this movie, every single one of those frames, every single second is filled with something that you can appreciate and that makes sense to the story and that makes sense to the style and that adds a layer to the enjoyment of it. Edgar Wright is fascinatingly good at getting everything precisely as he wants it. He, right now, sits amongst the top 5 best directors of all time with this movie. And if he gives us something better than Baby Driver, he will be number 1 with just that. And I cannot wait. Give this movie your money now! Movies from the cinematic universe are a roller coaster of quality. The design of Balak is interesting and it's pretty scary. When it was used in a better movie, I really found it scary. But not in this one. Exactly that. The wrong use of a fantastic idea, a fantastic design, and a great executed horror bit of the past movie, The Conjuring 2, which just resulted in a pretty low quality product. The Conjuring 1 was fascinating, then Annabelle was fucking horrible, Conjuring 2, great! Then Annabelle 2 was kind of good, and we get this, the nun, the promising character from Conjuring 2, and it's fucking boring! Which gives us our first disappointing. Watch the movie and download the soundtrack. Best soundtrack ever. David Fincher directing, Aaron Sorkin's dialogue, the soundtrack. Jesse Eisenberg stuck to this character for his entire career, and that is not working very good for him. So in this movie it works wonders. The story of this movie is not tied to Facebook, it's tied to how this character of Mark Zuckerberg lives his life. It's about his struggles and his thoughts and his ways of acting in order to become a successful person, a satisfied person with himself, and what does truly mean to be satisfied. To me, that resonates completely because I have ambitions and goals that I want to obtain that relate in a way with what Zuckerberg made. And this character, and seeing what he went through to get to that place and seeing what it got him to, is just a cautionary tale for me and for anyone that wants to listen to it. David Fincher and Aaron Sorkin are fascinatingly good creators, and they together work perfectly because Aaron Sorkin is a man of words. Every single thing he does is just words, blurring out dialogue. David Fincher is nothing short of one of the best visual storytellers that we have right now, and so combining them both makes his dialogue not plain and not boring because we are not only seeing characters talk, and his visual style is complemented by the fact that we are listening to characters talk all the time, and they work together so perfectly. And so this is the first movie to get this grade, but I'm gonna explain it right now. In a scale from 1 to 9, we have all the movies that you have seen graded up till now. Because right now we're breaking the limit of 9 and getting into the 10. This movie gets a 10 out of 9. With a grade of, this movie changed my life. The dinosaurs look more fake with every installment. The beginning. That actually was a horrifying and chilling beginning. It was just pretty nicely executed, although it's cliched. This really spicated my Marios rubbing when I was watching this. The fucking way they were paying for those dinosaurs. I saw them pay thousands of dollars for dinosaurs. They are freaking dinosaurs! I've seen people pay more money for a piece of rock than for dinosaurs. They are freaking dinosaurs. Not only are they dinosaurs, they are the last dinosaurs because they are all being killed by the volcano. So they were not only dinosaurs. From millions of years back, they were also the last of their kind. If there was only one dog left in the planet, people would pay billions of dollars for that dog. And now we have dinosaurs, freaking dinosaurs, being the last of their kind, and we have stupid people paying thousands of dollars for them. That is the worst part. I can't believe this movie when this movie says that dinosaurs exist and they could walk among us, but I cannot believe that people would pay so few for those freaking dinosaurs. It does not make sense. That's where my fiction breaks. It's just a kids show! Then realize, kids are geniuses. It has to be the characters. I mean, there is so much to appreciate in this series, but it has to be the characters. I mean, Aang, Sokka, Katara, Zuko, Suki, Bumi, Toph, Appa, Momo, Fire Lord Ozai, Uncle Iroh, Asola. They are all just great characters. The worst part has to be the Great Divide. One episode that we do not think is great. It's a very good episode. It's just part of a universe with masterful pieces of content. It's one of the best things that I have ever watched. There is one of the most compelling and relatable stories that we have ever seen in anything, and the animation is masterful and the storytelling is amazing. The philosophies are engaging. The thought-provoking messages that it gives is amazing, and the fact that it is made for children is the best, because children of any age can get behind this and be influenced by it, and I know they have been, because it inspired me to be that good. This movie changed my life. Get rid of Johnny Depp. Stop making things, J.K. Rowling. Jude Law as Dumbledore. That was a good job, dude. You're making that paycheck be worth it, and my entrance be bearable. This movie made me want the Harry Potter universe to stop. That's the definition of depressing. I wrote this down and I want to read it because it was nicely written. I feel deeply sad by the fact that J.K. Rowling is now viciously dedicated to ruin what she created herself. J.K., you gave us one of the best and most magical things in our lives. Please, I beg you, I implore you, stop making as if you understand what Harry Potter is. You don't know. You don't get it. You created it and now you're running it to the ground. Please stop, or we will start hating what we once loved. It is disappointing. Can't believe how much I need to rewatch this show. Ozymandias is the best episode. Jesse Pinkman is the best character. The Say My Name scene is the best scene ever. The worst part has to be Tyler. The creators of this show play with us so well that they get us to hate a poor woman that is a hostage in her own home. And that is fascinatingly good, but also the worst part. Maybe the best character studies out there. But not only that, they did a fascinating story in 5 years, 5 seasons. Pretty compelling, pretty tied up, and amazingly executed to be every single thing that it needed to be. And I cannot wait to see it again. I learned so much from this TV show, and I learned so much from those characters as to how I want to live my life, that I give this movie the grade of this movie changed my life. And yes, I know it's not a movie, but that's the grading. I know it's a series. I didn't even want to keep myself awake through this. Ending? Not because it ended. Well, yeah, because it ended. This movie has a total of 1 good shot in its entirety. And it's right the last frame of this movie. Chris O'Dowd. I don't know why, I just hated him. I am extremely in love with the things that J.J. Abrams was able to create in the previous installments of this. I mean, he created Cloverfield, one of the most viscerally terrifying movies that I have ever seen. It still gets me tinkling and nervous about things being out there, like you feel like you're there. And then 10 Cloverfield Lane, one of the most thought-provoking, intriguing, and really terrifying, confined, claustrophobic horror movies. And to see everything that JJ and company made be here, and in just one movie transforming to something boring, bland, confusing, and unnecessary. It is very, very sad to see this happen. And it is insulting. Hence I apologize to J.J. Abrams in behalf of anyone who worked in Cloverfield. Because you deserve an apology, JJ. This movie made me fall for Italy all over again. The feel of it. The way that you can feel Italy. You can feel it, you can taste it, you can smell it, you can hear it, you are there. The worst part would be that I haven't been to Italy. Such a compelling story, such a relatable story with so much feelings and connection to them. This connection being created between these two, you just feel it in your heart and you connect to it too, and you become part of that relationship and you just grow with it. You are not an spectator of a relationship that is developing, you are part of the relationship. And so when things happen, you feel them. You feel the highs, you feel the lows, you feel the happiness, you feel the pain, you feel the sadness, you feel the excitement, you feel the power, you feel the weakness, you feel everything. The way these characters are portrayed and the way that they are brought to life just makes them so lifelike. But the way that they are filmed and the way that they are recorded and the way their story is being told makes you feel like you are living their lives. This movie changed my life. Guillermo del Toro rolled in his grave. They killed him. Guillermo, I know you're still alive. It's just part of the joke. I love you. The idea, which comes from the far superior movie which Guillermo made, which is why they killed him and which is why he rolled in his grave. They spit directly on the face of a fussum director and his badass idea. And that is disrespectful. This movie has no creativity. They took the creativity that the previous movie had and they took it here and they used it. They just used it, but not even used it correctly. They used it in a fucking terrible way that just disrespects the previous one. And they thought we wouldn't notice. They thought we wouldn't notice that they weren't adding anything new to it or anything creative to it. To an idea so creative and so fascinating as the one that Guillermo gave to us, and they just take it and dismember it and just give us the fucking horrible parts that no one wants to have. That's what they did, and they thought we wouldn't notice. I, again, offer my sincerest apologies in behalf of anyone who worked in Pacific Rim Uprising to you, Mr. Guillermo del Toro. Disappointing. Disrespectful. I have an entire blog post about this. It's amazing. The concept, I mean, it's Black Mirror. You cannot escape the fact that the concept is the best part of it. There's nothing bad with this. The fact of it is just that I connected with it and it came into my life in a moment that I really needed it. It's very weird and very special when you realize that a piece of media, a piece of entertainment made you change your life completely for the better and made you perceive yourself and the world outside in a different way for the better. This movie changed my life. It probably is the one that most changed my life. There's a big shark in China! No! Now it's bigger! I went to see this totally free. Popcorn included, so yeah, that is good. I wouldn't have watched it in any other way. There's no good part. The good part is that I watched it for free. This is a movie that unless you're drunk, I suppose, you're not going to be able to enjoy. Or unless you have some sort of weird fetish for Chinese people or water or fishes, then you may enjoy it. Fetish weirdo. If you're not any of those things, then from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of the ocean, I beg you, don't you dare give this thing your money. There have never been more perfectly crafted movies than these two. The Vito Corleone part from the past in part 2. Maybe it would be that they're too long. I mean, they don't feel too long for me. They feel perfectly long. But they are long. Almost 3 hours, and the second one is 3 hours and a half, something like that. Good for me. But it could get boring for some of you out there. It's one of the most emblematic movies of all time, and to a bunch of people, it is the best movie ever made, including me. These movies changed how I live my life because the characters gave me so many lessons about how to live my life. They changed my life in how I relate to my parents, and they changed my life in how I relate to everyone around me. It's fascinating to see a movie so impactful in front of you. And it is number 2, the best movie ever made, and its sequel, which is better than the best movie ever made, is number 2. So what's gonna take number 1? So yeah, we've come down 9 movies that I hated. And you've seen my passion as to how much I hate them. The number 1 worst movie of 2018 is... Una vomitada al cine mexicano. Gracias por retrocedernos tantas décadas. Are you fucking kidding me? No! All the movie and all it represents is the worst thing. There are few things that society makes that really make me think that they are damaging to society itself or to our progress as a species. And this is one of those freaking things. I would be relatively okay with a movie disrespecting cinema, but I am not okay with a movie disrespecting cinema and proclaiming itself to be an original Mexican movie. And this movie really saddens me because it's everything that's wrong with our culture and it's everything that is wrong with our cinema, and it's all combined in one. Do not watch it. If you have to watch it, do not dare to give this thing your money because it's not a movie. This movie directly insulted me. A 0 in a scale from 1 to 10. Burning hell, you freaking piece of shit. Thank you. Turn up your volumes for this and be ready because the number 1 best movie I watched in 2018 is... Watched this movie 9 times in 2018. 7 in cinema. Thanos is the best part. The ending. And you all know it, but I won't spoil it anyway. The fact is that this movie does not get a grade of 10. This movie actually gets a grade of 9. Give this movie your money now, which I'm sure you already did, even though it is at the top of the list. Because in 2018 there was no other movie that made me feel what this movie made me feel. It wasn't better than the previous ones, but it was a better movie-going experience in 2018. I went there to the premiere and it was the most fascinating experience that I have ever had. I am always the weird guy that screams in movies because of excitement. I am always the weird guy that laughs out loud, and I'm always the weird guy that it's crying with movies. And this time, we were all the weird guys. But not only that, not only in the premiere, every single time that I went to watch this, we were all the weird guys. Marvel has managed to make a universe in cinema, but also a universe in us. The universe of nerds is not just the nerds that read comics now. It has expanded exponentially, and every one of us is a nerd, and every one of us is there sitting ready to be destroyed or incredibly uplifted by the things that Marvel has up his sleeves. It brought together so many people to see such a good movie. Is the best thing out of my 2018. And that's a fact. Avengers Infinity War. Thank you for existing. And that should be it. Robin, I hope you enjoyed these reviews and I hope you get something out of them. I hope you also watched the things that interested you from this, and I hope you tell me which. That was it, Robin. So, this video is completed and I'm very happy about it. I hope you enjoyed it and I see you whenever I see you.